Hello, class. Welcome back. I want to talk to you today about the body paragraphs for the research proposal essay. This part of the essay is intended to help you answer your research question that you formed in the introduction paragraph. All right, so the first thing you want to do is to write a strong topic sentence. That topic sentence needs to be strong enough to cover at least two articles at a time in your body paragraph. Okay, your goal is to try to come up with a sentence that is broad enough to include at least two articles. Subsequently, you'll come up with another topic sentence that's broad enough to cover hopefully three of your articles. Keep in mind, your articles cannot be articles that you used in the annotated bibliography. This is a separate group of articles. So you have 10 articles from your preliminary bibliography. You used 5 for your annotated bibliography. You're going to use the other 5 for this project. Okay. And so your goal after you separate the 5 that you're going to use for your Write for Cause essay, your goal then is to now attach those articles under a topic sentence that is broad enough, again, to cover those articles, but a sentence that also answers the research question. All right. So one of the ways you can do that, you want to look at the titles to see if 2 or more titles are on the same article or on the same topic. That's a good way to organize these articles to try to put them in paragraphs together. You maybe want to look to see if you have 2 articles that are written by the same author or maybe published in the same journal. That's another way to approach this that creates a logical connection between the articles. Another way you can do it is by looking at the dates of the articles to see if they were written in a similar time frame, because maybe they're talking about a similar issue that was a current event that was in the world at the time. And so you can think about all of these things. You can even think about if one article discusses another aspect of another article, right? In order to assess if these articles have this type of content, you may want to go through the same process that you did with the annotated bibliography, where you skim the articles, look at the subheadings, and determine, based upon those subheadings and those major details, main ideas, summary thesis, if you are dealing with articles that have things in common. All right. So you still kind of have to read it a bit. But you don't have to write a full summary for these sources, but you still want to have something to go on just in case you need to have a stronger logical connection between them. And you want to know that you have that. So writing the topic sentence essentially is in some ways like writing a thesis statement, since the topic sentence is the main idea of an article. And so the topic sentence has the topic itself, which is probably going to be something that emanates, if you will, from the topic you write for class topic, and then a thesis, and then the topic sentence. You should see a line between these ideas. And then you narrow it to whatever those sources tell you that this paragraph is going to be about. So whatever those sources have in common, that's what that paragraph needs to be about. So altogether, it creates a good topic sentence when you can add the topic plus the controlling idea. The controlling idea, again, is something that is based on what the articles have in common, which is the reason they're in the paragraph together. The next thing you want to do is you want to then create your topic sentences and put them in what's called emphatic order, which means your strongest one should go first, and then your weaker one next. And then if for some reason you have an article that doesn't fit in body paragraph 1 or body paragraph 2, just because it just doesn't have anything in common, like the other sources have things in common, the 2 for body paragraph 1 and the 2 sources for body paragraph 2, then you may end up with an outlier, which would be a single body paragraph based upon a single source, right? But that should be after the other 2 sources are clearly written, and then you have a third body paragraph that just has a bonus article that's on the general topic, but it just does not correlate with the other two topic sentences. And then voila, you're going to organize those in emphatic order: strongest, stronger, and then weakest. All right, or either strongest and weakest if you only have two body paragraphs. Keep in mind, you only should have 2 to 3 body paragraphs. You should not have more than 3 body paragraphs, and you should not have less than 2. All right, so that's something to note as well. 2 to 3 body paragraphs for this essay. Now, for the body paragraphs, one of the key things you want to do is you want to use transition words in order to connect the sources together within the body paragraphs, right? So you'll start out with a topic sentence. You'll introduce your first source by including the author, title, publication, and date. The same way that you did for the annotated bibliography. And then afterwards, you're going to then give the main idea of the article that you introduced first. And you'll provide the significant information about that article as it relates to the topic sentence. Because again, that topic sentence should be answering the research question. So you only want to give information from the article that helps to answer that research question and it helps to support that topic sentence. You don't just want to give, first, this was the first major thought, and this is the second major thought, and then next and afterwards. And then those are not the transitions that we're looking for this time. We're not looking for sequential transitions. We are looking for transitions that are meaningful, that demonstrate how the content from the article connects to the next article. And you want to show that there's a connection there. So you may say similarly, if these two articles have things in common. If the two articles don't have things in common, then you maybe want to say in contrast as you talk about the second source. If they are cause and effect, then maybe you want to say that, the results of the study indicated that, and then you go into the second article. But you're not going to give me transitions like first, then next, afterwards. That's not what this essay is supposed to do. This essay is supposed to demonstrate another reasoning, style, and that's going to be comparison, contrast, and cause and effect. All right. And you have some words, transition words in your unit, in your module to help you communicate these ideas. So you'll have the first source, then you'll have the second source. And then for your next body paragraph, you may have 3 sources, or maybe you have 3 sources in the first body paragraph, but you'll go through the same process of creating a topic sentence where you are, again, connecting these sources together and creating a sentence that communicates how these sources are all connected together. Or for this paragraph, these 3 sources may not have a whole lot in common to where you can communicate that these sources go together or these 2 sources go together. Instead, you would just list the topics. So for instance, if I were arguing that, a toddler should eat fruit every day in order for them to be properly hydrated and have enough positive sugar in their system, then I may say the toddler should have apples, oranges, and bananas. It doesn't mean that, the common denominator is fruit, but the apples would be an article, the oranges would be an article, and bananas and the vitamins that offers would be another article. And so you would want to maybe list out in some sort of listing pattern the major points that you want to talk about, and you would do that again in the topic sentence, right? And so then you would go through the same process of creating the paragraph by offering an introductory statement in order to introduce the author, title, publication, and date. Then you would give, obviously, the summary thesis, and then you would provide significant information about each source as it relates to the topic sentence, which is an answer in some sort of way to the research question. And that's it. The goal here is to make sure that you have all 5 sources represented, The second goal is to make sure that you've introduced them properly. The third goal is to make sure that you're giving information from the article by summarizing it, not directly quoting it, where you provide details that help to support the thesis statement. And then finally, your major goal here is to demonstrate the connection between the sources. So that weighs heavily in the grading for this assignment. I look very closely at the transition words that you use in order to create what we call cohesion between the articles as a rest under their topic sentences. So you have to provide those transitions. Do not forget that, because you won't get points for cohesion if you don't. All right. Okay, I've said a lot and now I'm done. I can't wait to read your papers. See you on the next video.